Alright, so my original plan was to shoot a review for the A&E WWE Legends documentary on my boy Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then damn it, I see this. So coming off a small victory, y'all, a step in the right direction to hold cops accountable for what happened to George Floyd and just what happens to people, period, when they wrongfully shoot us. This was a small victory, step in the right direction, and then literally around the same time, there's another police shooting. Rest in peace to Ma'Khia Bryant, I believe her name is, if I'm saying her name right. So just to give some context to what happened, Ma'Khia was having a problem with some girls in the neighborhood. These girls came to her house to fight her, and she called the police to come and protect her from these girls that's coming to fight her. That's the information that I got. The police show up, and she ends up dead. Now, I saw the body cam footage, all right? I saw the body cam footage. I'll leave the link in the description because I know YouTube will shut that shit down. So watching the body cam footage, the officer shows up, and you see this girl, this heavyset girl, running towards him, and she falls to the ground. The girl chasing her has a knife in her hand, swung at the girl. Girl fell down. She stumbles a little bit, and she's in front of the officer. She's with arm's length of the officer. Okay, I'm going to get to that in a second. She's with the arm length of the officer. She stumbles a little bit, sees her next target. I'm going to go carve this mug. She goes to carve that girl. Officer puts it down. Pow, 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 pow. 4 shots to the chest. Off of a technicality, I guess by the so-called law, I'm not a former police officer, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But from my understanding, if a person has a weapon, a deadly weapon, and they're threatening, an officer can't put them down, and that's what happened. So off of a technicality, yes, the shooting was justified. Now, on a common sense level, how this shit could have been avoided, I must have watched this video about at least a dozen times, and I'm trying to play every scenario how this could have went different. And this is what I came up with. When she knocked the first girl down, she was in front of the officer. She wasn't studying that officer. She wasn't thinking about him. He was nowhere in her focus. She was after that one right there. Her focus, she zoomed in on her. She's going after this girl, not thinking about him. He could have easily tackled this girl to the ground. Bam! She probably would have got a couple of bruises, or she probably would have got banged up a little bit, but she would have been alive. He could have tackled this girl to the ground. 15-year-old girl. Tackle her. Disarm her. I've seen women come at dudes with knives. I'm gonna kill you, you baby daddy nigga. Dude, hey, calm down, calm down. So you telling me if a civilian, if your average Joe can disarm a woman with a knife, you telling me a trained officer of the law could not disarm this girl with a knife? I know people are going to see things differently, because I know a lot of y'all are going to see the same video that I saw, and you're going to walk away with something different. But damn it, this is my opinion, because I already know people on the right are going to be on some, well, it was justified. She had a knife, so you can try to dissect this any way you want. But the bottom line is she came out there with a knife, and the officer put her down. It is a justified shooting. Everything with them was black and white. Unless it's one of them being treated bad, then they want to say, well, what they meant to say, or what they meant to do was, that's when they do that. But when it comes to stuff like this, black and white, right or wrong. I don't know what kind of person this girl is. It doesn't matter. Because I know the first thing they do also is try to assassinate her character. Well, she was an F student. She was a troublemaker. She was a pot smoker. She got into fights all the time. The cops were called on her from her parents because she attacked her parents. They'll do anything to make this girl look bad, to soften the blow of her getting killed. The sad thing about this, though, is that the officer, I don't think nothing's going to happen to him, because it's going to be hard to prove that it wasn't justified. But just from what I've seen, from my observation, is that it could have been de-escalated. Like nowadays, I guess they teach cops de-escalation means shoot. That's it, you know. So if somebody's getting loud, shoot them. If somebody has a knife, shoot them. If somebody appears to be coming at you in a threatening way, shoot them. That's how you de-escalate things nowadays. And it's sad because that girl's only 16 years old. Well, some say 15, some say 16. I believe either 15 or 16, you know, that's still a child. I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? And it's so sad when people say, well, she shouldn't have did this, she shouldn't have did that. She's a fucking child. And I don't care how good you raise them, children do stupid shit. It's what it is. They're fucking teenagers. They do dumb stuff. You know, probably the only perfect teenager ever was Jesus, and I'm pretty sure he did some mistakes too, but they want to put it in the Bible, not to blaspheme. But I'm just saying, she's a child. And if you, okay, so the right motherfuckers always say, well, we have a right to defend our home, Second Amendment, all that stuff. This girl is defending her home, okay? Didn't y'all applaud that lieutenant for defending his neighborhood when that so-called thug came up in there trying to start trouble, and he defended his community and threatened to stomp the boy out, and would have stomped the boy out, and people agreed and said, yes, I would have stomped him out too. So you are all about protecting your home. That's what this girl was doing. But just so happened, wrong place, wrong time, as she's protecting her home, that's when the officer shows up and puts her down. Comes as she's wielding a knife. Yeah, so I can see how people are going to argue this and say, well, she should have did that, whatever. But from what I've seen, this was a girl trying to ward off people attacking her. And from what it looked like, it was a steak knife. Like, it wasn't a butcher knife. It wasn't no Michael Myers, Jason type shit. It looked like a steak knife or whatever. Still a knife. Yeah, that officer could tackle her, disarmed her, maybe a few bruises, but she'd have still been alive. And that's how I see it. That's my opinion. All right. But by the time the fact that he let her get away and get to the other girl, that's where it became justified. But he could have avoided that altogether. But he's going to get off. Nothing's going to happen to him. So let's not get our pressure up. And I'm tired of reporting stuff like this or talking about stuff like this. But man, God damn it. Rest in peace to Ma'Khia Bryant, man. This did not need to happen. This could have been avoided. And also, I did see the footage where, I guess, the aftermath, where they had everything all taped up and everything, and, the community was all mad about it. And I heard, I don't know if it was a cop that shot it, but one of the cops said, Blue Lives Matter. I said, oh, Blue Lives Matter, huh? Okay. Be careful of these streets, y'all. Be very careful. Move very slowly. Try not to have nothing in your hands, because even if you have something in your hands, they say, show me your hands, and you drop it, you probably still get shot. Just be careful in these streets, y'all. And that's it, and that's all.